Just to summarize from last talk, he basically said, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, wa man sa'adatuhu sa'ada. He's talking about, gave specific advice, but he said one of the most essential aspects, ingredient in reaching Allah's pleasure is to have a guide. And he gives the description of the guide, what kind of qualities that guide must have, and what kind of manners the student must have in the presence of that murshid. But he also says that, and this is the time of Imam Ghazali, he said they are so rare today, like the red sulfur. And that's in his time. So you can imagine in our time how rare is rare. And he said whoever is happy, from the happy ones, he will find such a guide. من ساعدته السعادة فوجد شيخا كما ذكرنا وقبله الشيخ. He's from أهل السعادة. And we mentioned, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. He mentioned some of the manners of being with that spiritual murshid is outer and inner traits. الطريقة, our Shaykh used to say, الطريقة كلها آداب. Why you come to the Shaykh? To learn adab. Why him specifically? Why you don't go learn adab in the books? Why you don't learn adab? Because these are, the etiquettes are flexible according to the people. You have corrupt people, they have corrupt adab. Their standards of adab, now we live at a time, as you see, the standards. What is unimaginable bad manners now is considered okay. Yani unacceptable even for logically, now they tell you it's halal. Not only that, it is the human right thing to do. You're not human if you don't behave like this. So that's why the standard of adab is the Prophet's adab. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Adabani Rabbi fa ahsana ta'dibi." Hadith al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My Lord taught me manners and فأحسن, yani perfected my manners. And who is perfecting the manners of the Prophet? Allah. The one who created creation, he taught the best manners, perfected the manners for his Prophet, and then he made them guides. He made them role models for humanity. You want to know what's the best manners? Are the Prophet's manners. So the mashayikh, they go and they have, their shaykh teaches them what? The prophetic manners. He teaches them Sayyidina Muhammad's manners. That's why you must go to a real shaykh, a real guide, a real murshid, who is an embodiment of al-akhlaq al-nabawiyya, who is dressed, who has, not only that, he has attained a station in reaching Allah's pleasure, that he is certified by his shaykh, that he is connected to his shaykh, and from his shaykh to the Prophet ﷺ, he has an imdad of nur, not just accumulated knowledge by reading books. No, that is the outer form of ilm. But in هذا العلم, Imam Shafi'i went to his teacher Waki'. Imam Shafi'i, وما أدراك ما Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i was 7 years old when his mom sent him to learn. Hundreds of teachers and not teachers from the tabi'een, yani. High caliber spiritual human beings, awliya, mashayikh in the first 3 centuries, 3 generations, خير القرون قرني. From those people were his teachers. And he was having some problems. He went through a slump with his memorization. He said, سألت وكيع سوء حفظي. I asked my teacher Waki', I'm having problems memorizing. But you know the سألت وكيع سوء حفظي فأرشدني إلى ترك المعاصي. نعم. سألت وكيع سوء حفظي فأرشدني إلى ترك المعاصي. Then he said to Imam Shafi'i, leave disobedience. What disobedience? What disobedience at Imam Shafi'i's time? He said, leave disobedience. فإن هذا العلم نور ونور الله لا يهدى لعاصي. He says, because this knowledge of ours, this that we're teaching, is a light. Is a light Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deposits in the hearts. إن هذا العلم نور. The one who doesn't have nur, فما له من نور. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who Allah does not give him that nur, he does not have light. He may look at information. He may have all the certification. He may be a PhD, professor, doctor, whatever, all the titles. May accumulate knowledge, memorize. But if that light of understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deposits in the heart, he may reach the wrong conclusions, looking at the same information. How many PhD ulama believe in what's that? Evolution? Evolution. How many of them? How many big title teachers of universities, they believe there is no God, no creator? Why? He has all the information. And he spends all his life dissecting and reading and learning. But ما فيش نور. ما في نور الفهم. The light of understanding is not there. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله صلوات ربي وسلام عليه. So he said that if you find such a alim, you must have adab with him, shaykh. If you find a shaykh who is embodying that prophetic nur, that prophetic ilm, adab, you must have good manners in his presence. And he says that he must not busy himself with arguing with him at every matter, even if he perceived that maybe something he said may be wrong. Why? Because there's only prophets are masum, and the sheikhs may make a mistake also. But don't be sitting there like a guard, not there to learn, but there to prove that the sheikh made mistake. And he says, do not pray in his presence, meaning don't put your sajjada in his presence, except for the fara'id. Don't come in front of your teacher, your shaykh, and try to show how much you make nawafil. That you're coming to be with him. If when he prays, you pray. Time to pray, he prays the sunnah and you pray. But don't come and show him you can do. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. But if you come and they had already prayed fard, and you must pray fara'id. We're not talking about fara'id. يعني he's mentioning ولا يكثر نوافل الصلاة بحضرته. Don't make too much nawafil in front of him. Sit with hudur, with him, and open your heart. Allah, and his outside and inside must be in sync. Don't pretend that you accept what the Shaykh is saying openly, but in your heart you reject it. This is dangerous. So that you may not be a munafiq. And once you find a Shaykh and you are sitting with him, then you must eliminate that which, now when you're with Sahib, Suhbat al-Shaykh, a real wali of awliyaullah, he is going as Sahib Sahib. He is going to pull you. He is going to pull you to what he sees as a fa'idah for you. Even his speech will direct you to what's good. His hal will teach you also, until you little by little start to be dressed with that hal of his, until his hal become your hal, if you are sitting in suhbah with sincerity. And his speech will also guide you to what is good for you according to the Muhammadan hadi. But at that time you must be careful who you accompany. He's saying عليك وأن يحترز عن مجالسة صاحب السوء ليقصر ولاية شياطين الجن والإنس من صحن قلبه. He said, don't sit with people who are أصحاب السوء, because then you eliminate the wilaya of shayateen. Because صاحب السوء, what is waliyullah or waliyu shaitan? صاحب السوء is who's mutawalli, yani shayateen. His shaitan, maybe other shayateen. So he says you must eliminate that company.